Hey, what's going on guys, Khraze here, welcome back to Marvel's Avengers, and today let's take a look at some more awesome farming methods that you will definitely want to do in this game, especially now that we know that some of the old ones were kinda nerfed. So in this video I'm going to show you an alternative, or well, a few alternatives at the very least, as well as a really awesome trick that you can use to actually revert many of the changes that happened in the previous, well, nerfs, and this is going to give you all of those really awesome guaranteed legendaries as well as guaranteed patterns. So as always, if you enjoyed this video at any point, a thumbs up on it would be super awesome, and let's jump right into it. Also, this video has been brought to you thanks to Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming sells games at some of the cheapest prices you can find around, so if you also enjoy big gaming discounts, I definitely recommend checking their website by using my links in the description box down below. Anyway, here's a few things that you should know about the recent loot nerfs. Of course, I went over a video about this, so I'm not gonna explain everything, but in general, KhrazeGaming kind of wants to make things a little bit more streamlined when it comes to us getting that loot, and to be more specific, the legendary acquisitions. So despite all of these nerfs that happened in the past couple of days, vaults and hives are still going to be very important, to the point that they're basically your go-to methods that you're going to use if you want to get exclusive legendaries, especially the elite heroic hives, even though they do have a problem at the moment that they don't drop any of those exotics, but starting next week they should be fixed, and this is going to be the main thing that we're gonna do constantly to get that. And of course we also have the vault still. You can go in and still collect those chests to get some really awesome rewards. On top of these, they recently put in more emphasis on weekly priority missions, so this seems to be the way forward from now on. We have these priority missions and you will want to do them, as these will substitute those guaranteed legendaries that we got from previous missions. So unlike how previously you had to go in and do those low level missions, quote unquote, because you were doing iconic missions and faction missions that you were doing anyway at the lower levels, now KhrazeGaming wants to rotate in these higher level missions that also provide those 100% guaranteed rewards, assuming that you complete them with at least 5 stars, or well, the 5 stars is the maximum, but you will want to be over 95% if you want to get that guaranteed legendary. So these are going to be about 2 per week. They are rotated in from the existing ones. The exception is that they are a bit harder, they scale up a little bit more, and they also have some really unique modifiers that are usually announced that very week. Now I'm not entirely sure what's their plan with them, because at the current time they seem to kind of reset on a 24-hour basis. So you get these 2 missions per week, and every day of that week until they get changed, they reset every 24 hours or so, and every 24 hours or so, if you complete them, you will get those guaranteed rewards. This means that it's no longer possible to repeat the same mission over and over again and get the guaranteed legendaries anymore, which is kind of bummer, but we do have a very awesome alternative that I'm gonna talk about, and that is going to revert all of the changes that were applied in the past couple of days. So luckily enough for us, everything that KhrazeGaming has done in terms of loot was on the server side, so this means that nothing affected our local installation, only the online servers. So basically what this means is that if you don't have an internet connection, you're not going to have any of these problems. So here is what you need to do. You have to exit the game completely and turn off your internet. On the PS4 it's really easy. You just go into your networking settings and just uncheck the mark over there for the internet connection. Once that is done, you can go back, tune up the game once more, and when you're in the main menu, choose the campaign option and not the Avengers initiative and whatnot. This is going to bring you to your last possible location. So for example, if you finish the main campaign, it should be the helicarrier, but I think that you don't 100% need to finish the main campaign, as it's going to bring you to that PIM hideout that you get during the main campaign. So I think that in both cases it's going to work, but personally I already finished the entirety of the Avengers main campaign. Now once that is done, you can even go into your war table, and if you check all of those mission cards, you will realize that now all of them will list guaranteed epics and above, while the patch fix actually reverted them back to rares and above. So what this means is that if you complete many of these missions with the maximum of 95% plus, maybe even 5 stars, you will get those legendaries. And not just the legendaries, many of those faction missions will also reward you those really freaking cool patterns. Yes, I was able to test this a couple of minutes ago. they still gave me patterns. I was able to get about a handful of these for the past few hours since I announced it, so it's actually a really awesome trick that you can pull off. And by the way, this should work on Steam and on pretty much every other platform as well. Just turn off your internet connection, close the game, reopen it while the internet connection is down, and from that point on you can play your local installation. If you've ever played games like Borderlands 3, you kinda already know that patch fixes only apply server side, so if you don't have the internet connection, they aren't going to apply. It remains to be seen if this is going to continue to be fixed in update 1.30. I think that in update 1.30 they might put in a number of files that will make a permanent fix to that. So what you can do in the meantime to get prepared is to maybe hold off updating your game as of now if you still want to continue this method. Yes, it is kind of a little bit of cheating, but let's be honest, that was the best the game ever felt. Having as many options as possible to go in and farm what you want is what people want from looter games. And I would also argue that since legendaries aren't the end game anyway, since those are exotics, why would anyone even care about nerfing legendaries in the first place? Now, on the same subject, I would also recommend you guys go ahead and complete some of these faction missions, especially the one called Day of the Remains. This is by far the best method. It takes the least amount, about 9 minutes at most with a proper build, but it also tends to provide 2 legendaries each time, as well as that additional pattern, but if you only complete it on those 5 stars. I haven't tried it on 4 stars or less than that. I'm not really sure if it works like that too, but it's not super complicated to play it on normal, and just go ahead and try to not die at all. Another really awesome one would be Bad Blood, which is about the same length, maybe like 30 seconds longer, give or take. You can go in and get similar amounts of rewards. They still provide you those really awesome legendaries over there that you can get, and also that pattern that you can further unlock. I would also argue that there's many more in there in terms of faction missions, but these are the ones that I like the most. You can also complete Out of the Shadows, which is another really fast and easy one. Usually this is the first one in the chain, so this means it's also the easiest one to complete. And this is kind of it with the method right here. Again, I'm not really sure if this is gonna get fixed. I just realized this happened to me because my internet connection dropped for a brief moment, so this is kind of like what happened before I posted today's video. This is it for now though. I hope it's going to be useful for you. If it is, let me know down below, and in the meantime, if you also enjoyed this video, it would be super awesome to leave a like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.